Hey guys, Flippin' Landlord Ninja here.
Kevin the Property Prince.
And we are Two Guys Take on Real Estate.
Two guys take on real estate.
Well, so we're here to talk about one of those hidden resources for wholesaling.
You're not going to believe this hidden gem that we're about to share with you. And if you haven't already liked and subscribed to this channel, take a second and do it now so you don't miss out on this and all sorts of important pieces of information that will help you be successful with your real estate career.
Yeah, do us a favor and hit that like button. Just kind of tap it around, help the algorithm find us and help other people find us too. So we'd really appreciate it.
Sounds great. So let's get into it. What is this hidden gem and how does it relate to people in the wholesale field?
Well, Neighbours.
Neighbours. Wow. That's you would not think Neighbours would be useful whatsoever. I mean, they're not selling you the property.
No, usually they're just closing blinds. They don't want to know anything else. They just want to hide from the world, right?
If I was a neighbor living next to a distressed, abandoned, rundown, overgrown dump of a property that you're interested in as a wholesaler, I'd be closing my blinds too, wouldn't I? And that right there is why Neighbours can be such an amazing resource for you.
This is true. I mean, they're the ones who actually want to see the property fixed up. They don't want to have a blighted property next to them. They want to get it gone, get it in that right hand so it's actually cleaned up, not, inviting vagrants and, mice and
absolutely
rats.
Right. The stuff the neighbors have to deal with from having a blighted property next door is tragic. So, we've seen it all. And every time I say that, next week, I see something new that I haven't seen. But Neighbours will be a great resource to help you track down anybody that's related to that property or in charge of that blighted property that you're trying to run down. So if this is the property that you've been doing driving for dollars on and you drive by and you see this horrible shape property and you pull into the property or pull up to it and go to knock on somebody's door and it's vacant, It's not necessarily a dead end. Look around.
Yeah, just go knock on the neighbor's door and just say, hey, my name's Matt, I'm looking to try to find information about this house next door. Do you know anything? Do you know? All of a sudden they open up. It's amazing.
I've had neighbors approach me while I'm looking at the property that I'm interested in, and they say, "Oh my gosh, are you here to buy the property? Are you here to do something with this place?"
Please.
I thank God somebody's finally getting involved. Yep. So they're going to often trip all over themselves trying to help you get something done with their eyesore of a neighboring property.
Oh yeah.
So they'll tell you a lot of information. They'll tell you whatever they might need to, whatever they may actually know about the property. I've had folks tell me that, the owner of the house passed away a couple of years ago. It's just been sitting since. Or maybe the owner of the property, went into nursing care and their son used to get involved and help out around the place.
Oh yeah, it's amazing the details that they'll actually know, and they might often have a contact information for the person or know where they've moved to or such like that. Then they have a good way for you to actually reach out to people.
Absolutely. If you're hitting dead ends trying to reach out to the owner, it could be for a variety of reasons, but a lot of times the neighbor knows the inside scoop. The son used to come by, used to take care of the older guy that lived there, and he passed away or whatever the deal might be. And they'll be able to be like, I know he lives out of state or he drives a blue pickup and he's usually here in the beginning of the month, that kind of a thing. They'll give you some help because they want to do anything that will help facilitate you getting involved and getting that property on track.
Yeah, that property being blighted, besides the fact that it invites problems for them, on top of that, it's decreasing their value. And so they're quick to want to get that thing fixed up, and not to mention maybe have a good neighbor behind next door as opposed to a vacant, destroyed property.
That's 100% right. One of the questions they're going to ask you early on, and make sure you have an answer to this, is what are you going to do with the property? Are you moving in here? Are you going to rent it out? They're going to ask you if you're going to do it as a rental, if you're going to rent it.
Oh my God, please don't rent it to any bad person.
Absolutely. So they're going to talk about, what are you going to do with the property, et cetera, et cetera. This is a little bit of a test scenario for you. So make sure you're giving them an answer that's, honest, but maybe a little non-specific, that maybe you don't know exactly what you're going to do with it.
Right.
But the bottom line is you're going to get that property on track, get that property fixed up. You're going to either do it yourself, or you're going to put it in the hands of an associate, like a flipper, of somebody that is going to get that property renovated.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's pretty much what I would tell you right there is the best thing to do that most people neglect because they feel like it's inappropriate to go next door and knock on somebody's door. They don't want to be invasive, et cetera, et cetera. I'm telling you, a lot of times, if you're out at this blighted property, the neighbors will actually approach you if they see you looking around this property. But otherwise, most times neighbors will tell you anything they possibly know that will help facilitate you getting these things on track. Worst case is they just don't have any information to offer, but almost no one will be offended that you asked them a little bit about what's going on next door.
So don't be afraid to actually go and knock on the doors next door neighbors so that you can actually get all these details, because otherwise you might just never close on a deal just because you decide not to knock on that door.
Yep, I've had great results with leaving people notes as well. They'll call up, they'll get back to you, they'll give you a phone call and fill you in as well. So guys, we want you to be successful with your wholesaling. I hope this was very, very helpful for you and gave you some clues that helped you lead to a closed deal. And if you closed a deal based on our help or any of our videos, make sure you leave it in the comments below. We want to hear about it. We've had a couple people tell us that they found success already, and we've only been doing this for a short time with you. So please do everything you can do to make yourself successful as this new year comes.
Thanks, guys.
Best of luck.